Guys, again, time to move forward with the Elliott Waves forecasting. Time to take a look at the fourth chapter, and the fourth chapter is being called basic shapes when dealing with Elliott Waves theory. Now, basic shapes it doesn't refer to them as being patterns or something like this, like triangle, something like this. But I'm trying to discuss here the leading diagonals, the ending diagonals, and the zigzags, the basic shape. Why basic shapes? Because whenever you are looking at a correction, for example, you are looking for it to be either a zigzag or a flat, or whenever you are looking, or a combination of the two, and whenever you are looking for a move to the upside, like an impulsive move, you are looking for the possibility of at least one wave at the beginning to be a leading diagonal, or one wave at the end to be an ending diagonal. So these are basic shapes that you need to understand a little bit. I mean, not that common like impulsive moves, but to be taken into consideration when trading. Now, this subchapter, first subchapter, is being called the leading diagonal rules. This is like in the case for the impulsive move, leading diagonals are patterns formed out of 5 waves, and they are part either of a first wave of a larger degree, or of a wave, part of a wave of a correction, okay, or a wave of a correction. Leading diagonals, for example, rules are important because in the case of an impulsive move, if you're looking at an impulsive move, they need to be followed strictly before labeling the structure as being a leading diagonal. In order to be considered a leading diagonal, for example, let's try to see the rules and to apply them on our example here. This is the US dollar Canadian dollar daily chart, and from my point of view, the structure that we are having in front of our eyes, this structure here, has the possibility of being a leading diagonal. And I'm talking about the lows, the move that starts here with these lows and ends here. So from here to here, I'm looking for this as being a leading diagonal. Before moving, you have the rules on the text that comes with these recordings. So just go and read them from the text, and here I will try to explain to you exactly what they mean. A leading diagonal looks like this. I will try to show you here. So a leading diagonal looks like this. It is a structure of 5 waves, 1, 2, 3. Let's say 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is typical for a leading diagonal, for example, to have, whenever you have a leading or an ending diagonal, you should look for the 1 to 3 trend line and the 2 to 4 trend line, and this in a leading diagonal should not be pierced. Let me change the color of this one. Let's make this one black. And this one black as well. So you have the possibility of a 1, let's say 1, and let's make this one of this degree. So 1, then a second wave, then a third wave, and a fourth wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is how a leading diagonal looks like. Sometimes a leading diagonal resembles with a wedge, either to the upside or to the downside. It is not mandatory to have a wedge look like, but sometimes this is the case. Now, based on our scenario here, and this is a daily chart on the US dollar Canadian dollar, with this being the lows in the 0.96 and this being the highs in the 104, we have the possibility that this is a leading diagonal, and this is the first wave. So this is the first wave of this degree. So 1, the second wave, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this to make the end of the first wave of a higher degree. And you might ask me, well, how come I'm labeled this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and as a leading diagonal, and why not label it, I don't know, A, B, C, D, E, like a correction? Well, because of the rules of a leading diagonal that we are about to try to look at now, this has a tendency of being a leading diagonal. So let's try to take a look at each and every rule that we have on that text. So diagonals, the first rule is that diagonal moves between a trend line drawn from the end of the first wave to the end of the third wave and project it forward. So if you take a trend line from the end of the first wave here and to the end of the third wave and you project it forward. Okay? And then a trend line from the end of the second wave and the end of the fourth wave, so copy this one from here and put it by the end of the second wave to the end of the fourth wave, like this. So this is where the place or the boundaries for the leading diagonal to travel. Then the first wave of a leading diagonal must be an impulse or a leading diagonal. The first wave. Now this is the first wave. So from here to here, it must be an impulse or a leading diagonal. So either if this is an impulse of a leading diagonal, we are looking for waves of a lower degree, and waves of a lower degree should be marked differently. So if this is a 1, let's make it black. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves to the upside, and once again what the rule says, it says that the first wave of a leading diagonal must be an impulse or a leading diagonal. Well, from what I'm seeing here, this is an impulsive move with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the third wave being extended, and the third wave being extended 161.8 extension out of the first wave, and that makes that the fifth wave here is almost equals the first wave. So I would say that the whole structure here. So first, let me try to mark the boundaries for the leading diagonal so that you know what I'm looking for. So this is the leading diagonal that I'm looking for, and let's take a shape. Let's take a shape from here to here like this. So this is the possible leading diagonal. And the first wave here, like the rule says, once again, so on the first wave of a leading diagonal, it must be an impulse or a leading diagonal of a smaller degree. So let's take another shape. Let's take a rectangle. So from here to here, this is our first wave that we are saying that this is, let's change the color a little bit, let's make it this. So this is, let's write here that this is a nice impulsive move, or maybe a smaller leading diagonal, more likely a small leading diagonal of a lower degree. So let's say that this is a smaller leading diagonal. So leading diagonal for wave 1 red. Okay, let's make this one 12 and red. So here we go. We have the first rule of a leading diagonal. There is a bait here. Now moving forward with the rules, and it states that the second wave of a leading diagonal may be any corrective pattern except a triangle. So we are looking at the second wave here. So this is the second wave, looking for the second wave. So this second wave may be any corrective pattern except a triangle. That is, Normally, when you're looking at convective waves, or when you're looking for a triangle, you're looking for a contracting triangle. So this second wave here, let's try to change the color. Let's make it gray. So this second wave here can be any convective pattern than a triangle. It is obvious that this is not a triangle, but we should look what this is. So this on the next recording. Stay tuned.